Blondie and Call Me. Now here's something absolutely fascinating. My next guest is a renowned silversmith from Sheffield who had the shock of her life, it says here, when she was asked to make something for somebody you'll have heard of. Rebecca Joselyn was asked to craft a one-off sterling silver sardine tin with an 18-carat interior to mark the occasion of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Well, this weekend it will go on display at Goldsmiths North. That's a 3-day designer jewellery and silverware market at the Cutlers Hall. Rebecca joins us in the studio now. Rebecca, good morning.
Morning, Toby.
Well, and this is fascinating because this is Sheffield through and through, isn't it? Well, crafting with silver and gold.
It's our heritage, isn't it? Really, it's what we're known for.
Absolutely. And you brought in a replica of the tin.
Yes. So here we have the replica of the silver sardine tin with 18-carat gold interior.
So tell me how this came about. How you came about to...
So Sheffield Assay Office, our assay master Ashley Carton sent me a message asking me if I'd be interested in doing a gift for a special lady. So I texted him back saying, "Who is it this time?" And anyway, I picked up the phone and he said, "Oh, it's for a special lady." I said, "Who?" And he said, "It's for Queen Elizabeth." And I was like, "Oh my God!"
Wow. So. And why a sardine tin?
Well, he asked me what I thought, and I know that the royals always bought each other Christmas presents which were funny, so it was always a fun, and I thought they'd probably get a lot of serious gifts sent through, so why not kind of play on that with regards to the silver sardine tin?
Yeah.
And hopefully it brought a smile to her face before she left us.
Well, let's hope so, because it's absolutely wonderful. It's a sardine tin that's been opened. It has a spoon in it. It's silver on the outside. It's made from silver.
Solid silver, yeah. Sterling silver, 925.
And then gold inside.
And gold plated on the inside.
And this is a replica of the original, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's fascinating. How did you get into doing this what an amazing, what an interesting job. How did you get into it? So
I was always good at art at school, really. Never really that academic. Went on to do 3D design at Barnsley College, and there was a metalwork and jewellery workshop on the side. I found myself kind of venturing into this. From there, went on to Hallam, the old Salter Lane, and did metalwork and jewellery design there. And 16 years later, I'm in the workshops behind your studio, still making. So yeah.
Wow. So what's your kind of day to day? What's obviously it's great when you get a phone call to make something for the Queen, but what kind of pays the mortgage?
I hand make all my work. Clients from up and down the country. I go off doing shows and exhibitions, and I've been doing that from when I started out, really 16 years ago. So it's just kind of a snowball effect of building on that client after client, really. And I have clients such as the Duke of Devonshire at Chatsworth to your general kind of John Smith down the road, and a client's a client, really.
Fascinating stuff. You have an event this weekend, don't you?
Yeah, so we there's an annual event at Cutlers Hall which showcases 50 of the UK's best designer makers. It's for one weekend only. The general public can come and interact with the makers, find out how the pieces are made, commission special pieces. There's also a special hallmark out at the moment for the King's coronation, so if somebody was really interested in that, they could find out more. The Assay Office will have a stand there where they can find out more information about hallmarking and things. So yeah, don't miss it. Friday to Sunday, 7th to the 9th of July.
We were talking about this at the weekend with the news of what's happening to the new John Lewis, to the old John Lewis building, the old Cobblers, and how that's going to, and indeed Debenhams, I think, going to become almost kind of makers' markets entirely. And of course, the old idea, I think, of retail is going to have to change, isn't it? Because big daft shops are going, which is going to open the way for much more artisan type things, isn't it?
I hope so. I think it's important to have that availability, particularly in Sheffield. Sheffield's such a creative city, yet we don't shout about it enough, and that's something that Goldsmiths North's really about, is kind of putting Sheffield and its heritage on the map, really.
And how long? I mean, obviously, you talked us through the kind of the timeline of going through qualifications, but I mean, there's more than just learning here, isn't there? I mean, there's a real I wouldn't even know where you start with it.
I think every day is a school day with what I do. I think I'm always learning, and the day I feel like I've stopped learning, then today I'm probably not doing it right, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
With regards to the sardine tin, if people wanted to see more of it, if they Google Rebecca Gift to the Queen, there's lots of stories on the internet that they can see the full story behind the gift to the Queen as well.
And how long would something like that take you?
Well, we have a saying in the trade: it's 25 years in a day.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're always, you're not. We're constantly learning. So, 16 years ago, that might have took me 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Today, it doesn't take me as long, but it's about practice and getting quicker.
And what do you do? What's the physicality of it? Like, for example, the lid. The lid of the sardine tin looks like a lid that's been half pulled back on a sardine tin.
Yeah.
So how do you physically manufacture that?
So I make a lot of my own tooling. So I originally, on the original piece, it can take me a month to make the tooling, whether it's carved out of steel, wood, or a different kind of material, and then I form that each individual piece around the tooling. So this particular piece is made up of 6 sections of silver that are then all fabricated together and soldered together.
So you'll make something that's almost like a template.
Yeah.
And then put the silver around it.
To a certain extent, using hammers and dies, and I'm trying to simplify it because obviously
it's really simple. You don't get much thicker than this. Is it possible to hold it?
Of course.
Man.
It's quite heavy compared to a sardine tin.
Oh, goodness, it is. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? What's life like at the moment in terms of things like materials? Are they getting more expensive?
Materials are more expensive. Everything's more expensive, isn't it, at the moment, Toby, to be honest?
Yeah.
But I've never been busier at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, so can't explain it. It's good, but can't explain it.
I wonder why that is, though, and if it's a kind of... I suppose people, when things get tight, people like to treat themselves, don't they?
It's also investment, isn't it? Precious metals. It's not a throwaway material, so...
Yeah. Well, it's fascinating stuff. 50 people at the weekend. I mean, that's a huge event, really. 50 people.
Yeah, 50 high-end designer silversmiths and jewellers. So you can go for your really high-end diamonds, or you can go for your kind of more urban silverware. So there's something for everybody, really.
Well, it's fascinating stuff. Thank you very much indeed for coming in this morning to talk us through it. Remind us, if people want to see this, is Rebecca's Gift to the Queen.
Yeah, if they Google Rebecca's Gift to the Queen, they'll be able to read the full story online.
And get to look at it. Do that. It's absolutely fantastic. This one-off sterling silver sardine tin with an 18-carat interior. It's absolutely brilliant. Rebecca, thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you.